back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port on a Friday edition.
Hell yeah, brother.
Of the Barnes and Tony Show. Anthony, how are you, brother?
How are you? I'm doing well, brother. Beautiful Friday here. The little rain, a little overcast. Don't even worry about it. It's going to be a bright weekend, Brian.
Yeah, and I was just talking about this with Bill in the office. I don't know if you've seen the weather forecast. Like, it's like the next 10 days or something. It's either fully sunny or partly sunny, no rain.
Oh, okay.
And then a week from tomorrow, it's going to be 57, which I know 57, it's at 90, but for this time of year, 57 is pretty good.
Yeah, I would say it's really good, no?
Yeah.
I'm actually for you, dude.
Maybe thinking about golf, but I don't know. I just...
That'd be crazy.
When the conditions are like subpar for golf, I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's not even worth it for you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I really don't like when there's no sun either, but I kind of like it when it's at least 60 with some sun.
Well, what if it's like what, 55 and sunny though? Like, is that?
Yeah, as long as there's not a lot of wind, I guess, But it's just also too, what's the condition of the course? If everything's rock hard, you know what I mean? It's because then it just makes it it's not, what the golf experience should be.
Right. No, yeah.
So we'll see how the week develops, but at least some light at the end of the tunnel, I guess you can say, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, if you do get some golfing, that's freaking huge. Dude.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, a lot to go over here. And Josh B, early and often. What do we got here?
Let's go! It's Friday, fam. He says, let's have a weekend. Hashtag TCA. Hashtag the sports board. Hashtag DTV. And he goes, Theo Epstein in Boston. Oh.
Yeah, 4 minutes ago, the Boston Globe, Theo Epstein to join Fenway Sports Group as a senior advisor.
That is crazy. I heard Rick and Dave talk about that this morning.
Yeah, and you also hear, and we'll talk about when we talk about basketball, how they're they're Dave's big on LeBron coming to the Knicks. Did you hear that?
I did hear them talking about that a little bit.
Where the hell did that come from?
I don't know. Is he gonna?
I mean, I have a hard time thinking so. Just, you know what I mean? It doesn't LeBron's gonna get traded. I don't know. It just seems crazy.
It does.
We'll talk to it. And he also is Ralph for the Friday mood.
Yeah, he likes that. Oh, yeah, right
Let's
there,
go.
baby. Friday mood. Nice.
Yeah. So we're here. A lot to talk about. We're starving. Anything on the docket for you for after the show before Binge Buddies? Or
I don't know about maybe before Binge Buddies, but I have some leftover macaroni and ravioli and meatballs actually from home this past weekend. So probably heat that up for lunch, maybe.
Nice.
Also a little Italian bread in the fridge as well, dude.
Dip it in the sauce.
Definitely toast it up, little butter, dip it in the sauce. Oh,
so, I mean, you're living nice. I mean, you're a hearty portion too, or no?
Yeah, probably maybe 2 meatballs, 4 or 5 raviolis, but they're heavy. Raviolis are heavy, so I don't eat a lot to begin. Yeah, exactly.
It's dinner.
Exactly.
That's pretty solid for lunch.
Yeah. What about you, dude? Gaetanos for lunch?
No. I'm honestly probably just gonna have the protein bar and then just have something substantial, Tony, for dinner later with Sam. It was funny. I was going through you were gonna ask what?
Yeah.
I was going through things in my head. The bolognese was so good last time, so we're considering that. We do always usually split a salad with lemon vinaigrette dressing, which is always really
so
good. Remos again, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
But then also the pasta aioli, which is a Matthew Gabriel favorite, is really good as well. So that I know you don't like broccoli raw, but you could do broccoli instead. So that with it's basically broccoli raw, but breaded chicken, and then an oil and garlic sauce, which you can't beat. And then finally, one other option besides, pizza's always good from there too. But the chicken marsala, I could have chicken marsala every day, honestly.
Oh, that sounds so good.
I feel like you don't have that much chicken marsala.
No, not really. I don't know. If I go to an Italian restaurant, I'm not going to get chicken often. Chicken marsala, chicken franchise. These are if it's a buffet style and they have that out, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be ordering that on a menu.
What would you say the most common order for you at an Italian restaurant is?
Wow, that's tough, dude, because I really do change it up a lot. But I guess maybe like a fettuccine Alfredo with like chicken cutlet in it. Fried
Okay.
chicken cutlets.
You know what's funny? I might I don't think I'm gonna get it tonight, but I think very soon I'm gonna have to get Alfredo. I haven't
Oh,
I haven't
yeah,
gotten an
dude.
order of Alfredo. I feel like in like years.
Really?
Honestly.
You got to get it, dude.
'Cause I'm always getting vodka sauce,
Yeah.
you know, or the oil and garlic.
But it's like, yeah, vodka's always so good. I like gnocchi and pesto. I think is delicious,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
And then of course you get carbonara sauce. I mean, oh my goodness,
a lot of options out there. A lot of
ridiculous,
options.
dude.
But hey, at least you got your meatballs around the corner. So
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that. I want it right now, dude.
and we have Dwayne, who we haven't heard from in a while, with a couple
Certainly
comments here.
been a while. He says, "Morning, guys. His
Morning.
Reds have been killing the offseason." He says, "Definitely team to watch coming into the season." Ha ha ha. And
Wait,
then,
was that a joke?
I'm assuming he's being
Yeah,
sarcastic.
because
right?
I was like thinking, like, who did the Reds get?
yeah, no, nobody.
But the young talent,
Right,
What's the
right.
guy that everyone like is like the outfielder or whatever?
Oh,
I don't know why I don't remember his
oh,
name.
the outfielder on the Reds.
No, he was like the big thing last year. I think he kind of tapered off second half.
He was the big thing last year.
Like he's a young prospect. I guess just go to the roster, 40 man.
Yeah, good point.
Oh, LA De La Cruz.
Oh,
B.
oh,
Thank you, Josh B. Always like right on it, like
That's
whenever we
right.
need it. But I go to the numbers actually too, because I swear there was like a big taper off in the second half. So 235, 30. Go to the splits. 2023, 22 years old, by the way. Let's see. And then if we go on the
wanna do
monthly
half
and
or you want
monthly,
months?
so yeah, look at it.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Great in June, and then average suffered after that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's just one of those things. The rookie wall, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Wow.
And then also Dwayne says LeBron playing his final seasons wherever Bronny ends up getting drafted to. And it's kind of interesting, and again, we'll talk about it, but I don't know. I have this thing that I kind of feel like maybe he wants that, but I wouldn't be like shocked if Bronny didn't want that.
Ooh, really? You think so?
Just because it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, so he has to be like hovering over him at all times. You know what I mean?
Do you think that Bronny feels that way? Like,
if I had to guess, I
Yeah?
don't know.
interesting.
I
I mean, I guess so. Yeah, I don't
but
know.
it'll be interesting to see how that develops.
Yeah.
And we got Bernie back in the building as well.
He says, "Morning, fellas. Happy Friday. Let's go. Kev kick rocks,
The
dude.
usual banter.
Classic." And then, of course, we have Kev Do, who just like timing is perfect right there. We want the smoke. He says, "Bernie kick rocks. The Knicks can't be stopped. The Nets and Islanders suck," he says.
And listen, I mean, the Knicks again winning last night, which we'll
Crazy
get
win.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy win, comeback, Jalen Brunson. I
The
mean,
injuries.
I know, and I kind of alluded to this yesterday. But I'm like a real like believer in this team. And I almost think like, they're talking LeBron and stuff. It's like it kind of like you with the Rangers when they're doing well, Tony. I think like just almost like don't really do anything. Like I just feel like bringing in a big name, a big scorer, whether it's LeBron or not, I mean, it's gonna like kind of change the complexity. And I feel like Jalen Brunson has everything in control now. If anything, bring in another guy from Villanova, Mikal
Right.
Bridges, of the Nets.
Well, it's interesting. Well, because like that's what Dave was saying. I feel like today on the show where he was like, people were saying, "Oh, like don't bring in like they wouldn't want a LeBron James because he
Right.
could mess up the flow."
Right.
But I mean, at the end of the day, like
But yeah, it's LeBron, of
You know?
course. But I see it like almost like with Milwaukee and Dame,
right,
like not having the ball in his hand. Like there is something to that. And I think that's why Jalen has been so effective as a leader. Josh B also says Bronny isn't that good for him to tell LeBron not to play with him. LOL, which is true. But we'll give him a break. I mean, it's his first year playing in college, and obviously he had the scary incident last year with the heart. So I'm sure he won't, but I haven't looked up the numbers like recently, but a couple of things I did see, he's scoring in the single digits. So I feel like, just ease into it. You're not
there's no
ready, give
rush.
it another year, but I'm sure like it's like if LeBron wants to play with him, I'm sure he wants him to come to the league.
I mean, he's a freshman, right?
Freshman USC is terrible though. So maybe he will leave. They're like,
Yeah.
I think 8-13 or something. I saw.
Yikes.
And we do have hot take Johnny.
Of course, coming out of the woodworks is the Knicks are good now. He says, "Good morning, gentlemen. Let's go." He says, "How about them Knicks? I fucking love this team. Let it ride with the roster." He says,
Interesting. It is interesting. Like I said, that's why, and it is crazy. But they are saying Mikal Bridges, who is on the Nets, who obviously the Nets have been struggling this year. 5 first rounders is a ton to give, but I mean, he's a younger player that fits with the system. I don't know, might be worth it.
Yeah.
Instead of completely changing the narrative, because we've seen that with other teams. Even you think back to the Nets before they got Durant and Irving, they had a good young nucleus. They do that, and then we saw what happened.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. It's a very precarious situation because I feel like the Knicks, I don't know. I mean, we know they've been doing well this season. We've talked about it. But I mean, they weren't really expected to, I guess, right? So it's like
I think they were expected to be a playoff team, but
not
not
at this level right now. Yeah. So it's like it's tough because I think if you do nothing, the Knicks make the playoffs, lose first round, lose second round, really even too. They say, "Oh, trade deadline, you didn't do anything. You should have added someone."
Yeah.
But then if they do add someone and it doesn't work out, it's like, well, you ruin the feng shui of the team by adding someone. So it's kind of like a pretty double-edged sword here.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's interesting too, besides your mother saying good morning, Kev Do, Bronny James is a bum.
Nice.
Bernie,
Chick-fil-A.
who is the big Nets fan, says Nets are not helping the Knicks. But I don't know if you're the Nets though, and I know you don't want to help the Knicks, but at the same time, 5 first-round picks to have. I mean, I just feel like that really sets you up for the future. And I don't know exactly the record right now, but I think it's 10 games under 500, give or take, either way.
So they're not gonna
make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, 5 first-round picks, 5, Tony. I mean, that's a lot of picks.
5.
Warren.
Yeah, I would definitely rip that. I would do why.
Yeah.
I want to help out the Knicks because we're tight.
Yeah, because there's certain things though. But you feel like it's but would you feel differently? I'm trying to think of I don't know. I guess it's let's just say hypothetically, the Mets, okay? They were just trading Alonso. He wanted to break the bank, $450 million, whatever. And the Yankees had the best package of prospects, but obviously you're giving them to the Yankees. Would you have any hesitation? And this is with the stipulation he has to be traded.
I mean, if it's like the best package by far, then no, I wouldn't think that.
Okay, but if it's close and it's slightly better than another one, you would rather just send them to Cincinnati? Or
I guess so.
Seattle.
Cincinnati is fine. Yeah, sure. Seattle would work.
So you do get where Bernie's coming from.
Yeah, no, a little bit, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's especially for Mets Yankees. I mean, we're not even, it's not even the same league. We don't even see each other that often.
Right. Okay. So you, even though because it's the same.
I'd be more hesitant to go to the Braves or to Miami.
Okay.
Because we're gonna be seeing him so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that is true. And I know everything's tradition, and you can't really switch things up now. I mean, obviously you could. Everything changes all the time, but do you think that baseball is making a mistake by not having them be in the same division? I know it would be such a big change, but wouldn't that be kind of sick?
I mean, it would be sick. It would be.
Yeah.
But I can't see them doing that ever.
Imagine though they switch with the Rays.
That would be crazy. Why wouldn't the Yankees switch with Miami or something?
Well, because also Boston, New York. That's why it makes sense now to be in the same division. Baltimore, it's all close by, and I feel like the Rays, and then Toronto's way up there. Toronto could be in the Central too.
Yeah, honestly,
you could do that.
Yeah.
So, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just in general, no matter what sport we're talking about, and you think about the Lakers and the Clippers in the same division. I know Clippers are getting that new arena. But I just think if you are in the same town, it would make sense to play often.
It would.
And it would really it would be the second coming of the Yankees Red Sox.
That would be that would create a whole new rivalry between the teams.
Yeah.
I would probably not talk to you anymore.
But I think you're not in favor of it though. It seems like.
I mean, I kind of think it does. It creates the Subway Series.
Yeah.
Gives it a little more juice there.
Yeah.
And then the Subway World Series.
Right. Goes away, but come on. I mean, there's one of those 24 years ago. It's like the quarter century. Interesting thought, though.
Quarter century.
Matthew in the building. Let's go, he says. Let's go! Also, Bernie says, think if they trade Mikal, you trade him to Houston for all the Nets pick back that they traded for James Harden.
Oh, well, that makes kind of sense. How many picks? Do you know what the picks are?
No, but you can pull it up.
I could pull it up. Let's see.
Let's see what we got here. 24, 26. Okay.
Unprotected first round.
So two
picks.
firsts, one being this year, and then in 2 years, and then swaps in 25 and 27.
Wow. That's interesting.
And
what are the picks the Knicks would give up?
Well, I mean, that's just been like a thing that like they've suggested that. I don't know like if that would actually be the case, but they're saying 5. Like I don't know what years, and I think you might have to stagger them. I don't think you could trade picks in consecutive years. That's why they did 24 and 26.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, if it's 5 versus 2, I mean, kind of hard to argue.
It is. The numbers don't lie, Brian.
Yeah. So interesting situation to monitor. He says 4 more picks, 2 swaps, and 2 picks. And Josh B riled for Matty.
G.
So good to have everybody with us. A lot of people live with us now. So let's talk about yesterday's first round of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, Pebble Beach, California. I got in a couple hours of viewing, and you had the gym. I had the PGA Tour live coverage. So I was actually watching Rory, who was playing very well, had a multi-shot lead around midway of his first round, and stuff really fell off the latter half of his back 9, which was actually the front 9, but he started on 10. But I mean, unbelievable that, you look at his scorecard and he went into the 6th hole, so that's his, basically with 4 to play, he was 6 under, and then he goes bogey, and then another bogey for that as he thought, and then another bogey on 8. So 3 bogeys in a row, par save on 9. So he thought he had a 3 under, but it was one of those like tape reviews. And I guess he had an illegal drop on number 7.
Stop it.
A bogey was changed to a triple. So, like I said, he had a multi-shot lead, thought he's in that clubhouse at 3 under, and then he's in the clubhouse at 1 under. So he was already disappointed at 3 under. Now he's at 1 under, which is 7 shots back. So crazy stuff there, and something that, you wouldn't expect out of Rory. And I guess last year this rule changed because I think the way he did it was how it used to be done. But listen, I mean, this is a big tournament on the biggest stage, and there's no excuse for that. But that is tough because he's actually 8 shots back because Thomas Dietrich, who played at Spyglass yesterday, fired off a 63. So he has a 1-shot lead over Patrick Cantlay, who had a pair of finishes outside the top 40 his last 2 tournaments. Very strong with an 8 under at Spyglass. And then you have in 3rd, Mathieu Pavone from France, playing Pebble, shot 7 under 65. 2-way tie for 4th, Emmanuel Grillo, who was on Spyglass, and then Siwoo Kim, who was on Pebble, both shot 66 yesterday. Ricky Fowler in a 2-way tie with Colin Morikawa at 5 under. Ricky played Spyglass, Colin played Pebble. And I tagged you in this. I'm guessing you didn't see it, but it doesn't. We've announced this stuff before, but the like Ludwig.
Yeah.
Did you see that or no?
No.
So there's a video of him saying it,
Yeah.
and it's actually Ludwig Aubert.
Aubert, really?
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
saying
God.
Adberg.
Adberg. Ludwig Aubert.
Aubert. I mean, it's just like, wow.
That
So
is
that
good to
opened
know,
my
dude.
eyes. But yeah, he's in a 5-way tie for fourth, or not for fourth, but eighth at 4 under. He played Spyglass yesterday, but also at 4 under. Eric Cole, Denny McCarthy, Sam Burns, Justin Rose, who won this tournament last year, and Justin Thomas, trying to continue his ascendance after a strong showing at the Century. Scotty Scheffler, as he always is, in the mix with a 3 under that he's shot at Spyglass. Also, Tommy Fleetwood, Taylor Montgomery, 3 under. So a lot of talented golfers near the top here. And I'm sure a lot will change as even at the end of today. So it was very, very good watch. And I even had like the encore presentation just to see the sights, Tony. And I mentioned this to you, and I guess you didn't see this yesterday in the flyover, but the fact that the 18th green at Pebble Beach has the ocean behind it is an absolute. I mean, that's got to be the best 18th green on the PGA Tour. I mean, the waves going.
Oh my gosh, I could imagine.
Unbelievable. And the only unfortunate thing with Pebble Beach is just because of where it is in Northern California, very inconsistent weather. I think there's only like 2 months out of the year with monthly average highs in the 70s. So it's just usually chilly, and I didn't realize this either. You think of a beach town, California, you would think, oh, okay, you could go swimming and stuff. It's the water temperature tops out low 60s for the entire year.
Are you serious?
So it's like you have to go in a wetsuit to go swimming.
Oh my God, dude.
And the best part of the year weather-wise is actually like August through October, which is kind of crazy. So
August through October.
So really, and it's just because you think about obviously right now, PGA Tour this time of year, you can't play in the Northeast, you can't play in the Midwest. So you have to do West Coast, but I think they should do something because yesterday, I mean, we saw the conditions. It was raining. Everybody's bundled up, winter jackets. This tournament really should be played in the summer or early fall. And I know the fall events, the way that they've redone the schedule, are lesser events where you don't have the bigger names, but I think they should do that because it's just, I feel like you're getting robbed having to go here and bundle up versus whether you could go a little later in the year.
Oh yeah.
When it's 65, 70 degrees versus low 50s.
Where else would you go besides?
No, not where else. I'm saying when else. Like I'm saying play the tournament. So you just swap it. And then another idea.
What does that mean? You different tournament, right? So where?
Well, I would just say swap with one of the regular tournaments. And one idea I had, and I know the PGA Tour is fixated on this, but I think it would be perfect. Because listen, we know Pebble Beach, we talked about it, like, most iconic venue out in the PGA Tour, arguably, especially for non-majors. Why not do a swap, like in every other year, swap with Eastlake and have Pebble Beach be the final tournament of the year? I think that would be pretty special. And
that would be special.
They talk about like the charity work and Eastlake and stuff, but it's like you still have the tournament. I don't think it should be set in stone that Eastlake has to be the final tournament of the year.
Yeah, no, I
mean, let's take advantage of the great weather. I mean, this like because of the views that you have at Pebble. I don't know. I just think it would be just more attractive, and it's a special place that deserves a special spot on the schedule instead of having to be played January, February. You gotta
run for commissioner.
I know. I mean, I think I could show them a thing or two.
Yeah,
I think I could show them a thing or two.
To say the least.
And then I just was thinking too. I don't know why I always forget this, but I do have our picks here. Does that happen to you? Like I just feel like I just blank after they're made for some reason.
No, yeah, all the time, dude. I want to say I recall you saying Patrick can't lay.
No, so that might have. I don't know if Domac mentioned that, but I have
maybe
Spieth and Taylor. Spieth shot even last time I checked on Taylor. He was 2 under. And then you were Homa and Bradley.
Victor's tied for 4th.
Homa.
Oh wait, Homa. Oh, that's right, Max Homa.
3 under. That's solid though. I mean, he's
let's
in the
go,
mix.
dude.
And then you see Keegan anywhere?
Mm,
Oh, okay, 2 under. So
there we go.
that's pretty good. And then Nick Taylor finished at 1 under. So you're slightly outperforming me, but we're all right there, pretty much.
Could be anybody's tournament, dude.
Could be anybody's tournament. But yeah, looking forward to watching this over the weekend. Probably get to see some of it in the sports book, the big TVs at Mohegan. That'll be pretty cool.
Dude, that'd be really
golf
cool.
on like a 150-inch TV. I mean, that's awesome.
That's sick. What if they're not playing on that TV?
It'll be on one of the TVs.
Yeah.
Maybe not the big one because they'll probably have the NHL All-Star game, which I'm interested in as well. So
Yeah,
nice to
we'll be
kinda
checking it out.
get a little bit of each. But yeah, this was great yesterday. Loved watching the coverage. And Josh B also says drama on the green.
Yeah, dude. Pretty crazy with that drop thing for Rory, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of sucks.
And then I also, especially you with the prices, I think the round here I was looking up is like $600-700.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and you have to book 9 months in advance. And then also, like I said, most of the time, whether it's 50s, you're bundling up, like, and you're paying $700.
That's ridiculous.
But if you're a big CEO, you can get invited to play in the tournament for free. So
that'd be great.
Yeah,
just gotta be a big CEO.
That's why Bill Murray
right
would take advantage of playing there.
Well, maybe LA Barnaby, right?
Get paired up with maybe Ludwig Aubert.
Aubert, dude, that'd be great. You and him have a lot to talk about.
But it's awesome that they do that for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So I'm just trying to think where we want to go. You know what? Actually, let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
Whoa.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game! Out of sight!
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Too deep to left field. There it goes! See ya!
And we're back, baby.
So a big trade coming down yesterday. The Orioles acquiring Corbin Burns. So kind of interesting. A guy that me and Tony had talked about for our respective ball clubs goes to the Orioles. And they've needed pitching. This is a big ad. And if you could go over, Tony, what the package is here.
Absolutely here. Sorry, stand by. Laptop is really acting up. Here we go. So we have, of course, the Burns here from the Brewers headed over to the Orioles. The Orioles give up Joey Ortiz, shortstop, and left-handed pitcher DL Hall, and a competitive balance round A draft pick. So it's pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Because Burns been with Milwaukee for what, 6 years? It says
6 years.
Last year or so far career, 3.26 ERA, 870 Ks over 709 1/3 innings. Of course, about his Cy Young back in 2021. And then last season, boasted he was 10-8, 3.39 ERA. Had 32 starts. So let's go. 193 innings, 200 strikeouts. So not his best year.
Worst year as a starter.
But still, I mean, that's
like we talked about. I mean, the pitchers with the ERAs in the mid threes, low threes, don't grow on trees.
Exactly, dude.
I just wanted to see here too. So he got better as the season went on. 7-5, 3.94 ERA. First half, 18 starts. Second half, 14 starts. He had a 2.71 ERA, 3-3, and had 201 strikeouts in 193 2/3 innings. So healthy, age pretty good at 29, and will be a free agent after the year. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think it really is just dependent on how he pitches this year. But if the Orioles will be in play to resign him, obviously under the Angelos ownership group, you would know that that's not going to be the case. But with Ripken in the mix now, I'm sure that'll be out there. But I think the range of what his contract could be can be all over the place. Like if he has a 4.5 ERA, the contract's probably sub 150, maybe even.
Oh yeah.
But if he wins the Cy Young and strikes out 250 guys, the contract's probably $300 million.
Yeah,
which is kind of nuts. That type of swing.
I know it is really crazy, and it's funny too because I feel like we were just talking about the Orioles yesterday
with the pitching
and how they're starting pitching. Like, it's in great Dean Creamer, dude.
Yeah.
But good for them for going out and getting Burns. Dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I get it because obviously, it doesn't. Being a Yankee fan, obviously, big rival, somebody that you see as up and coming in the American League East. It doesn't feel great, but at the same time, we have to worry about ourselves and do the best of our ability. And
what about yourself?
There's gonna be competition along the way, and if you're not good enough to beat that, then you don't deserve to win anyway. So whether the Orioles have Bob Gibson or Corbin Burns, we got to hit him. We got to beat him. And like I said, I do like the fact, and I know we did rally against Cano and Batista last year, but that they don't have that at the back end anymore. I mean, I think that's like massive, for the Yankees to not have to worry about Felix Bautista because he was basically unhittable last year.
I mean, yeah, he has like a sub-2 ERA, right?
Yeah.
Like something crazy. Literally like unhittable. Literally, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then we just talked about this yesterday. I just wanted to make sure. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. And the fact, too, that, instead of having to face Bautista, it's going to be Kimbrel. That gives me hopes. And, I think the Orioles are going to be really good. Would you say that top of the division is Yankees O's or what do you think?
I mean, I guess so. I don't know about Tampa Bay. I mean, they always find a way, but top of the division, I don't think so.
Yeah, and then the Blue Jays, I feel like though who's trending upward with the Blue Jays?
Doesn't really seem like any. Bo Bichette, maybe.
But even I don't know. I don't like Vladdy. I mean, this is a big year. I mean, is he going to make a comeback? Like, what's the deal? Kind of mediocre last year.
Yeah, I would say so. I would think a lot is riding on him, dude.
Right.
Because I feel like him and then Alek Manoah's implosion too was just like two things. I feel like the Blue Jays just did not see coming, and it ruined them almost.
Yeah.
Because Kikuchi was having a solid, okay-ish year, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Manoah, pennies on the dollars for the Mets, or
sure, why not? Pennies, no, like literally pennies, though.
It really, I mean, that's one of those things that's like worth doing. I love that type of stuff. The projects. Yeah, go to Vladdy. I'm trying to remember what exactly his scenario was last year. I mean, yeah, that's for him.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And look at the other years that he had.
And the other years he's like crazy good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was really that 1 year, but the year still. Like 2 years ago, I mean, that's a solid season, and to have 26 home runs and only slugged 444. Go to Bichette. What do we got for Bichette?
Bichette. Wow, laptop's tight today.
Yeah,
maybe overworking it. I don't know.
How old is the laptop?
2017. No, wait, I know. I'm shot. I got this like 2 years ago for Christmas.
Okay. I feel like I kind of do remember that. Okay, so Bichette, that's pretty good. Now, power-wise, 20 home runs, slugged 475.
Batted 306.
WAR is good. Okay, so I mean that was a solid year. I think he had a slower start and then he missed a little time with injury. But that's good. So Bichette, what's the control area there? I'm guessing from looking at this, he must have 2 more years after this year. Go up to free agency 2026. So so one more year after this. Yeah, 1 more year after this. Okay. He did. Maybe he did pre-arb. I guess he must have done pre-arb extension. So, and then for the second consecutive day, the Yankees losing a reliever to free agency here. Kenyon Middleton, a deal with the St. Louis Cardinals. So I mean, it kind of seems like we've kind of talked about that both New York teams are all done with free agents and they're gearing up with what they have, and obviously we're all excited to go, to spring training.
I'm excited to go to spring training.
but
Yeah.
figuratively, not literally, Tony. Okay.
Okay,
Dude.
okay. All right, dude.
But yeah, I mean, a day closer. Here we are, February 2nd. I know I've looked this up before, but the exact date. Let's see. So pitchers and catchers.
Should you guess what day it is? Don't look. Oh, you got it. Damn it.
Okay. So the first date looks like it's in 12 days.
Wow.
That's
pretty sick.
Cubs on the 14th. Let's see what else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Yankees are the 15th, the Mets are the 14th. Pitchers and catchers. Oh, and the first is actually, I think it's because they do that series in, is it Korea? The Dodgers are playing the Padres in Korea.
Oh yeah, and Seoul.
So the Dodgers go on the 9th to spring training. And the Padres go the 11th, but everybody else is the 14th and the 15th. So we're right here.
Yeah, we are.
Which is great. So good stuff there. But let's go now, Tony, to the world of the National Hockey League.
Got it.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's a nail break. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink wide. Made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn. Side of the net. Between the legs and they score. Filthy. David Pasternak. The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
All right. So NHL All-Star Weekend, Tony, is upon us. And they did have the draft last night. And it looks like Kucherov going number 1 overall.
First overall pick, dude. That's
hard
correct.
to argue. I mean, I would say odds-on favorite at this point for MVP.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right. Probably like him and McDavid.
And do you have the results?
Yes, we do. So we're gonna go team by team here.
Okay.
So up first here, this is, I believe, Hughes's team. Sorry, hold on, stand by.
And I
Okay,
saw
here we go.
Jack is out.
Yes, yeah.
Is he injured or like?
Yeah, he is injured.
Okay,
he's been
gotcha.
out for the Devils for a little while. So of course we have Quinn Hughes, who's stepping as the captain, and then Elias Peterson moves up to the assistant captain. But like you said, Nikita Kucherov drafted first, and then we have Thatcher Demko as the goaltender, Kyle Connor from the Jets, Brady Tkachuk from the Senators, Jesper Bratt from the Devils, who I believe is the injury replacement for Jack Hughes. Cam Talbot, the other goaltender here from the Kings, Brock Bosier from the Canucks,
A Tony favorite.
Yeah, baby. JT Miller as well from the Canucks, and then Frankie V from the Anaheim Ducks.
The New York Rangers former New York Rangers seem to find us.
Kind of crazy, dude.
And honestly, I don't know if I'm being a little too critical here, but I look at this team and I get, there's 4 different teams.
Yeah.
It looks solid, but it's not like, oh my God.
I mean, it's not blowing you away, especially like when you think of like McDavid's team that starts with McDavid and Draisaitl. I mean, like, come on, how do you like really draft up against that? Michael Bublé, by the way, the guest captain, celebrity captain. Did you see his press conference, dude?
No.
Dude, he was talking about and I don't know if this is like I don't know, like real or not, but dude, he was talking about how he took like mushrooms before like coming here
to the draft.
Yeah, and his buddy was like, "Yo, it's just a micro dose. Like, don't do anything. It's not nothing crazy." And it wasn't. It was like he was free. He was tripping balls.
Like he was bugging.
Yeah, he was like kind of bugging at the press conference a little bit.
That's great.
Right, kind of crazy, dude. But anyway, here let's move on to the next team. Let's see. Come on, laptop. Here we go. Yes, let's go, dude. Team Austin Matthews with the celebrity captain that is Justin Bieber. We have obviously Matthews as the captain. We have Morgan.
Is Bieber smoking a J in that picture?
It looks like he has a mouthpiece
okay.
in, dude, which is like what are we doing, dude?
Yeah.
Anywho, so Morgan Riley over there is the assistant captain from the Maple Leafs, of course. William Nylander was drafted from the Maple Leafs, of course. And then what do you know? Another Maple Leaf, Mitch Marner, was drafted to the team. They got Jake Oettinger in between the pipes. Clayton Keller, Brian's guy, as well as Matthew Barzal from the Islanders, Igor, the other goaltender from the Rangers, Philip Forsberg of the Predators, Alex DeBrincat from the Red Wings, and then Vinny T from the Rangers.
So that's solid. Interesting how
Yeah.
Igor makes the All-Star
I know,
team
kind
with
of funny, right?
899 save percentage.
He didn't look very happy to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah.
this is a turning point.
But I think, I don't know. I mean, I think this is a pretty strong team, stronger than you would think.
I think it's better than the first team.
I think it's better than Hughes'
than
team,
the
too.
Hughes team, and they're going to actually play each other, which we'll pick these games after we go over all the rosters. So,
Absolutely.
what do we got next here? Team Nathan
McKinnon,
McKinnon.
dude.
Wow, this
With-
looks like it has some firepower.
Yes, dude, as well as Tate McRae. We have Kel McCarr. Obviously, this is a captain with McKinnon. They drafted first Sidney Crosby of the Penguins. They have Georgiev in between the pipes from the Avalanche, Kirill Kaprizov from the Wild, Sebastian Aho of the Hurricanes, Tom Wilson of the Capitals, of course, Jeremy Swayman of the Bruins. I forgot to say this guy's name, but the Cockney from the Flyers, Elias Lindholm of the Canucks now, and then Oliver Bjorkstrand from the Kraken.
Obviously, that's a solid veteran team.
Yeah, it's all right.
Are you actually serious?
I'm not that. I don't think this is gonna be that great of a team.
What
honestly.
about McKinnon, McCarr, Sidney Crosby, Lindholm? And then like with
Yeah,
Swayman
maybe,
and
yeah.
Georgiev in between the
Swayman?
pipes.
I like. Georgiev isn't having a great year. I don't think he'll do
Aho's
well.
having a good year.
Sebastian Aho is.
Tom Wilson to throw
I
a couple
guess.
bows.
I'm actually not sure who's on McDavid's team. So
Let's see.
that's the first matchup they have. So we have Connor McDavid here with Will Arnett, dude. Obviously, of course, McDavid, Draisaitl to start off. Connor Hellebuck, they drafted first. David Pastrnak of the Bruins, Rasmus Dahlin of the Sabres, Robert Thomas of the Blues, Sam Reinhart of the Panthers, as well as Sergei Bobrovsky of the Panthers, Boone Jenner of the Blue Jackets, Nick Suzuki of the Canadiens, and Tomas Hertl from the Sharks. That's gonna be a hard team to beat.
Yeah, I think this team is better.
I mean,
Just
the
looking at it
scoring
from the
power. The
source.
only thing I'm thinking of maybe McKinnon's team because of Tate McRae, they play a little extra good, try to impress.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I mean, the fact that you could have a line with McDavid, Draisaitl, and Pastrnak.
I know, and Reinhardt too, like Sam Reinhart.
This team is probably gonna win it all. So let's do some picks
Crazy.
here. So the first game at 3:00 is gonna be McKinnon and McDavid. I look at this. Like I said, I mean, I'm all with McDavid here.
Are we going? Is this like for pick'ems or are we doing this?
Yeah, we're doing
or-
it. We're doing it.
We're doing this is for real.
So I guess what we could, I don't know, how do you want to do it? Like that you could have the same pick, or do you want it to be, you pick the other one and then we predict who's going to win? Like, how do you want to? Because I'm guessing you probably agree with me on the McDavid part, right? So I mean,
I'll go McKinnon. I'll go heads up.
Yeah?
go heads up.
okay, and then you could have pick of the litter on the next one.
Give me Tate McRae, dude.
Okay, so McDavid for me, McKinnon for you. And then the other matchup is Hughes versus
Matthews.
Okay,
Hughes
your
and
pick.
Matthews, dude. I know you got. I mean, I don't want to be, like kind of biased. Vinny T. I mean, Hughes' team is good. Pedersen, Kucherov, of course. All right, I'll do it. Yeah, you can take the Shroom guy. I'll take Matthews and Justin Bieber.
I already had it written down. I knew you were gonna do it.
Is every celebrity captain from Canada, right? Because I know Tate McRae is, Justin Bieber is. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Michael
probably 'cause
Bublé is from,
'cause
because
this is in
it's in
Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah. I don't know Will Arnett was Canadian.
So I got McDavid, Hughes, you got McKinnon, Matthews. And then for the winner, I am gonna go with McDavid. And what about you?
I'll go Matthews.
Matthews.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not, dude? Let's freaking go, man.
And then let's pull up the skills contest, which will be tonight, right?
That is correct, dude. So let's see what we got going on here. Sorry again. Team Hughes, or did that format? Okay, here we go. All right.
Oh, so it's not everybody. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be all 12 for each one.
It's
I knew
12
that.
for only, I think, 3 events.
Okay.
Or 4 events, and then the rest are only a few.
Oh, and then the other ones we almost can't even pick because it depends on who's like
Who's
leader.
the best at that
Oh,
point?
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll pick what we got here though. So starting with fastest skater, and I believe it's your turn to go first.
Okay, cool. So we have McDavid, Barzal, McCarr, Hughes, Nylander. I believe the only one to beat McDavid was that dude on St. Louis.
Kyrou?
Yeah.
Okay.
So give me McDavid.
All right. And that must be Quinn Hughes, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you got McDavid for fastest skater. I am going to say my fastest skater is going to be Nathan McKinnon.
Really, dude?
Or not McKinnon. Oh,
Cale
Cale
Makar.
McCarr. Jim Harbaugh all over again. At least I say Harbaugh right now.
Yeah, you do.
No,
That's good. That is good.
Had a lot of practice at this point. But yeah, Cale Makar for fastest skater. And then moving on.
One-timers. We have Elias Pettersson, Nathan McKinnon, Leon Draisaitl, Nikita Kucherov, JT Miller, Austin Matthews, Matthew Barzal, and David Pastrnak.
This is a really tough one to pick.
I know they're all really good players here.
But I am gonna go with Austin Matthews.
Ooh, that's a good call. I'll give it to Kucherov.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
And then your pick for the next one.
We have McKinnon so passing challenge now. We have Nathan McKinnon, Nylander, Makar, Barzal, Miller, Kucherov, Hughes, McDavid, Peterson, Matthews, and Draisaitl. I guess I'll this is a tough one for passing too. I mean, McDavid has way more assists than he does goals this season. And then Quinn Hughes. Give me the underdog of Quinn Hughes, the young buck, dude.
All right. And then for me,
sorry.
I am gonna go with Leon Draisaitl.
Good call. Good call.
One of the best passers in the game.
Literally, it's a good call. Next up, we have hardest shot, which is interesting because I'm not really sure how hard these guys shoot. But hardest shot, we have Austin Matthews, Cale Makar, David Pastrnak, JT Miller, and then Elias Pettersson.
I'm gonna go with David Pastrnak.
All right, I'll go with Cale Makar there. Snap call.
All right, and then what's the next one?
Stick handling, which this one another interesting. I feel like challenge here. We have Quinn Hughes, Connor McDavid, Elias Pettersson, Nikita Kucherov, Leon Draisaitl, Nathan McKinnon, David Pastrnak, Matthew Barzal, and William Nylander for stick handling. Brian,
what do you got?
I go first.
Yeah, didn't I take Pastrnak first?
Oh, I think you're right. I'm gonna go McDavid for stick handling.
Okay, so Connor McDavid, and I am gonna go with Kucherov.
Love it, dude. Good call. Next up, we have accuracy.
And I guess that's the last one that we can
last
pick.
one here. Kucherov, Makar, McDavid, Hughes, Miller, Pastrnak, McKinnon, Nylander, Draisaitl, and
Matthews. I'm gonna go with McKinnon. You were gonna do McKinnon?
Yeah. I want to try someone who maybe has like some. I get maybe give me JT. I guess JT Miller. Why not?
The Ranger.
Why not, dude?
And then just as a bonus here, it doesn't. I guess. I don't think we need to count as a pick, but All-Star Game MVP.
MVP. I guess I'll go McDavid.
Even though you don't think he's going to win? He's going to win the MVP?
Correct.
Does that actually happen? I don't know.
I don't even know, dude, honestly.
All right, just to play devil's advocate, I'm going to do Draisaitl. He's won a couple already in regular season, so why not All-Star Game?
Fair enough.
So, and then what's the deal? I'm guessing is this on TNT or ABC tonight?
It says ABC. Oh, tonight I would imagine it's all on ABC, right? Because the games are on. The actual 3-on-3 is on ABC.
Right.
So let's see. NHL. You would think they have
it's not. You have to just Google it it's like the same thing with NBA. Like they don't put it on like,
ESPN.
the box scores.
That's kind of annoying.
I'll just do it.
Yeah, you do it.
NHL Friday night skills TV coverage.
ESPN take place Friday. Revamp format will take place Friday, February 2nd, 7 p.m. ESPN. All-Star game will finish off festivities Sunday, 3 p.m. ABC.
Okay, so it's 7 o'clock on ESPN. All right, great. So, looking forward to watching all this and recapping it with everybody on. Actually, we'll probably talk about it on the Horseshoe.
That's right, dude.
Yeah. So, looking forward to doing that. But let's go now to the world of the National Basketball Association.
LeBron James at the buzzer. He banks in the three, and the Lakers win the game.
All right. So perfect timing there. And shout out to the one, the only, Tony, Michael Bukta. And good timing for Josh B asking, where's Bukta? He was jacked up, texted me during this game, and we kind of laughed about it yesterday. We thought the Lakers, without, Anthony Davis, and then we learned LeBron wasn't playing. The line was up to 14.5. You figured there was no chance that the Lakers were going to win this game, but they win. Their road record improves to 8-17. So shades of the 2023 Warriors in that regard. But yeah, they really had control of this one the whole way. Second half, Boston did outscore them, but they jumped out to such a big lead that they didn't relinquish. And leading the way, a guy that I like, he's actually on my fantasy basketball team here, Austin Reeves, leading the way here, 32 points, 7 of 10 from 3-point range. So that's a guy unheralded out of college who's really made an impact. D'Angelo Russell had 16 points, 14 assists. Wasn't efficient, though, 5 of 20 from the floor, but hit 4 of 8 3-pointers, which is good. Also had Jackson Hayes with a double-double, 16 and 10.
5 of 20 from the floor. Jeez,
that's tough.
Dude.
Yeah. I always really liked D'Angelo Russell, but he has been inconsistent, since he came into the league out of Ohio State. But it is kind of interesting. I wasn't, gutsy enough to like make a wager on it or anything. But going into this, I just did have a small thought. A lot of times national TV, stars sitting out, it seems like the team has no shot and then they end up winning.
Yeah.
But, it's kind of like taking the Sharks, eventually, it does happen. But I honestly do think the Lakers, deserve credit here for pulling this one out. Only the third loss at home for Boston this year.
I mean, hey, man, yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say that. I mean, the Celtics are a great team. They had their top guys on the court, and they were able to shut them down. And like you said, you have AD out, LeBron's not playing. You have some of these guys that would normally be getting this amount of minutes in this game against a really good team. And I mean, your entire starting five were in the double digits in terms of points. You had some help from your bench, but like you said, that starting five you put out there, I mean, they were just enough to shut down the Celtics and to score enough to get them the win. So, I mean, you got to be pretty impressed.
And I mean, how about the three ball? 19 of 36, 52%. Think about how much better they shot from three than they did from two. Overall, as a team, only 40%.
Crazy.
So half of their makes coming from 3-point range. So that's impressive. Celtics fired off almost 50 3-pointers, 48 attempts, but only hit a third of them. And that was really the difference in this game. And Michael Bukta getting routed for the Tatum bricks. 8 of 21 from the floor.
Yikes.
Did go 5 of 10 for 3-point range, 23 points, 7 rebounds. KP, decent night, 17 points, 7 boards. Drew Holiday, only 8 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. And Jaylen Brown only with 8 points. So, the secondary guys for Boston not stepping up, not giving him enough help, but kind of seems like one of those one-off scenarios. I don't think it's really too indicative moving forward for both teams. Obviously, the Lakers, I mean, you're missing 2 starters.
Right.
How does that tell you anything about with your full team? And for Boston, I think they're solid in the East, but would be kind of crazy if we had an Eastern Conference final of Boston, New York.
Yeah, and it may be shaping up that way, dude.
And then KP back in the Garden. Like, there's a lot of storylines there.
Someone might fight him, honestly.
And speaking of the Knicks, they win again last night. big second half comeback over Indiana. And Jalen Brunson, another huge game for the Knicks. I mean, it's unbelievable. 40 points last night for Jalen Brunson. It just seems like every time you look up, he's having just a monster game. And the Knicks, really doing the damage in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Pacers 30-21 en route to a 109-105 victory. So just a solid effort, all the way down. And I believe this was the 9th straight victory for the Knicks. So Brunson, like I said, the 40 points, also had 5 rebounds. DiVincenzo, who's been hot recently, had 20 points, 4 of 16. Okay, 9th straight win. 4 of 16 from 3-point range. So 3-pointer wasn't working, but they got the buckets when they needed to, the defense when they needed to. How about Isaiah Hartenstein? 19 rebounds, 6 assists, 12 points.
Jesus.
Precious Achiuwa also had 16 boards. So doing damage on the glass, which is impressive against this Pacers team. You think about Miles Turner. He had gotten to foul trouble, only had 5 points, 4 rebounds. Newly acquired Pascal Siakam, 18 points, 7 boards. And Tyrese Halliburton, recently back from injury, 15 points, 5 assists, 4 boards. But he healed only with 3 points. Obi Toppin, 12 in his return to the Garden. But this is getting very interesting for the Knicks. And I know we kind of talked about in the open, Tony, and a lot of players being floated out there. Do you believe, when it comes down to it, that it's imperative that they add somebody big pre-deadline?
It's so tough, dude. I don't know. I would say yes, dude. I mean, I still think that this team isn't it's not really definitive. They're going to really perform and step up in the playoffs. That's tough.
Because right now,
yeah,
they're 3rd in the East. They're a half game behind Milwaukee. But let's just say, hypothetically, everything stayed the same. First round, they would actually face this Pacers team,
right?
Which I think they match up well with. And then if we're chalk again, they would be matched up with Milwaukee, which I think would be tough. But I think it's kind of stupid to say this, but you'd almost feel good just because Doc Rivers is at the helm for the Bucks, even though you have to go up against Giannis, of course.
Mm-hmm. You think in a series, the Knicks match up well with the Pacers? I mean, I think this game, I know that Knicks have some injuries, but I mean, the Knicks did have to kind of battle their way back here.
Yeah, but I think that's the answer right there, Tony.
Yeah.
The fact that they're able to do that. Imagine when they're full strength. Imagine they don't get off to the poor start. I just think, you find a way to win 9 consecutive games with the comebacks that they've had, and then Jalen Brunson every night with a huge game. I think you have to feel pretty good about that. But the one thing I do like, you were saying, you think it is imperative, that they add somebody. I think it is hard to argue that. And I know I was kind of saying the opposite, but the more I think about it, it's been so long since they've won a title.
Right.
It's just once you're in that position, like the Jets with Rodgers, and obviously it didn't work out, but it's you just have to go. You just have to go for it at some point.
And I also like what Domac was saying yesterday makes sense, where these players they're playing high 30, 40 minutes a game. You're going to need some extra bodies come the playoff time,
Right.
So I think all the more reason to more, I would say, reliable, talented players, not just bodies, but a good player to bring in and alleviate some of the minutes and some of the, the hardships of the game that these guys are facing right now.
If you had to say, I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, and let's say, I guess, similar packages, Bridges or LeBron for the Knicks.
Similar packages? Well, what are they? What is
just a bunch of draft picks, getting rid of Fournier's deal,
right? So no one really core right now.
What they were saying, though, you actually might have to give up Randall for LeBron, which, a lot of Knicks fans, some like him, but it seems like, a lot of people kind of have been pushing him out the door, like Michael.
Yeah. I know. It's so weird because I feel like this, I don't know. I feel like people, especially when you listen to ESPN radio, it's either one way or the other with people. It's either they hate Randall or they love Randall. But at the end of the day, he is having a good year.
Yeah. No, the numbers are there, but
Yeah.
I guess they just look at inconsistencies, hogging the ball.
No, and again, like so far, like his playoff appearances, he hasn't really done well, right? So, I mean, I guess, yeah, LeBron, right?
Yeah, just because it's like he's been there before, and you wouldn't have any concern with Brunson, the ball being taken out of his hands, anything with that or not?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I feel like LeBron wants to win again.
but I don't know. He does, but I don't know. For some reason, I don't see him being traded in the middle of the season.
Well, it's interesting because it's like you said.
I know there was some Han tweet too, but
yeah, of course. I mean, I don't see it either, and it's like I think you said it either yesterday or 2 days ago, where like the Lakers and LeBron, like they have this thing where second half of the season they end up turning it on and being a competitive team. And I mean, look at their win last night without LeBron. So it's like, are they going to trade him?
But that, I mean, come on, that's just like we said, that's a one-off scenario.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like you said it, like second half of the season, LeBron can decide to turn it on and just be absolutely like winning games, being that type of player. So,
and also, and I'm not familiar with this player, but kudos to Corey, just texted me. The Jets, like Winnipeg, is close to acquiring Sean Monahan from Montreal. And he also says expect some more moves to keep coming for NHL during the breakdown. Can we look up Monahan?
Let's go, dude.
Do you know him?
I know the name.
Canadians.
I think Canadian for lifer here, relatively young, I think. Oh no, maybe he was drafted by Calgary, maybe. So he's 29 years old. Let's see. Drafted originally by Calgary way back 10 years ago. Oh wow, 35 points in the season. Yeah. 13 goals, 22 assists so far. What is he? He's a center? Yeah, he's a center.
Career-wise, seems like he had some big years a few years ago. Looks like he struggled with injury last year. And then was kind of mediocre the year before. So kind of interesting. Seems like he's had a resurgence. But you think about teams going for it. I mean, the Jets, right? I mean, they, since they've went back to Winnipeg, obviously haven't won anything. So I'm sure they're off to a good start. So, I mean, I think it makes sense. Obviously, it just depends what the package is.
Third line center, maybe? Yeah, I guess so, right?
Rangers maybe swoop in there or no? Don't we need a center?
That would be nice. Yeah, I think the Rangers do need a third line center.
Yeah.
Because Hedo's not coming back. So
yeah. It's a shame with Hedo.
Worrisome, dude. It's a huge shame, dude.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a breakout. Yeah, I was expecting huge things from him this season.
Do you have something from Josh B?
We have a comment, could be from Josh B. It is from Josh B. They can't do this all year, he says. Play this hard with this much effort and not be tired come playoffs in regards to the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right.
Yeah. We talked about the minutes. So it's tough for Thibs to do that. Obviously, you're bringing some more guys and better quality players. I mean, I think that, helps out for sure. We haven't really done this ever, but I think we have to do a NBA frenzy, Tony.
Oh, you want the NBA frenzy, dude?
Yeah.
All right, dude. Oh, let me just type this in here. Frenzy, dude. There it is. Bang, baby. Here we go. Let's go.
We played this by before?
Never, dude. I put it on yesterday.
Nice.
All right, so let's go. It is Friday, baby.
NBA Friday.
February 2nd. I can't believe it's February, but here we go around the National Basketball Association. First up, we're going to be in Detroit, believe it or not, as the Clippers are coming in here. Of course, we have Pistons having a historically terrible year at 6-41. They have 21 losses at home so far. The spread, of course, is in the favor of the Clippers, minus 11.5. They're 11.5 here. Total over/under at 237.5. Wow, dude. What do you think here, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's kind of, chalkish, but I mean, how do you not like the Clippers?
I mean, come on.
They've been playing great this year. And I just think, I mean, I know the Pistons recently beat OKC, who's one of the better teams in the Western Conference, but they're not winning tonight. Kawhi's played a lot of games for his standards, 42 so far, only played 52 last season. But yeah, give me the Clippers, and I'll say the over because I think the Clippers, like offensively, will be able to do whatever they want. So let's say Clippers 135 to 110.
Absolutely love it, dude. Next game up, we have Washington Wizards are hosting the Miami Heat, 7 p.m. tonight. The Wizards also having a terrible season at 9-38. Miami minus 8.5. They are just above, 2 games above 500 actually. Even record on the road here. Over under at 227.5.
All right, I promise I'm not going to go chalk all the way, but I got to go with the Heat. A joke of a team in the Wizards. So I think the Heat defensively will keep them at bay. So let's say Miami here, 110 to 97. So
Wow, Miami in the under, dude.
in Miami.
Next up, we are going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, dude. The State Farm Arena as the Hawks take on the Phoenix Suns, dude. Phoenix -3.5. Total is set at 249.5. Do the Hawks have what it takes? To get
Yes.
set? Oh,
Yes. The
Not going to
Suns.
go chalk all the way.
The Suns, have obviously picked it up after a slow start, but I don't know. I just that KD, I don't know what it is. It just seems like ever since he left the Warriors, there just isn't this like comfort level, this kind of consistency that you would see. So they lose games like this, and they're gonna do it tonight. Trae Young, 47 points, 10 3-pointers. And it's going to go over the 249.5, if you could believe that.
Wow.
But let's say the Hawks win this one 140 to 135.
All right. Speaking of teams that lose games, the Pacers, hot off of their loss against the Knicks here, are going to be hosting the Kings, or the Queens, as Michael Buchter would call them, in Indy here. Sacramento coming in at -3.5. The total set at 245.5. How the Pacers going to be doing on the back-to-back, Brian?
Love this matchup simply because this was the big trade going into last year, the Sabonis for Halliburton swap. The Kings have played well, finally made it back to the playoffs last year. Halliburton, though, really growing as a player. I mean, look at those numbers this year. That's fabulous. So this really, really could go either way. But I guess just because Pacers are on a back-to-back, I'm going to go with the Kings. And let's say De'Aaron Fox, Tony, will have a 35-point triple-double. This one will go slightly under, but the Kings are victorious here. We're going to say 127 to 119.
Wow, dude. Next up here, we're going to be in Houston. Tip-off getting pushed back now to 8 p.m. Houston at home, 17-9. The Raptors is who they will be hosting. The Raptors 7-17 on the road here. Not great. Tickets here as low as $16, though, at the Toyota Center. The spread here is at Houston -4.5. The over-under at 231.5. What do you got, dude? Scotty Barnes?
Scotty Barnes. But yeah, give me the Rockets. Sagoon, triple-double, maybe? Let's say 17, 10, and 10. And let's see, 231. We'll go over that. In Houston, we're going to say 125 to 115.
125 to 115. Wow, dude. That's a high-scoring game. Next up here, we're going to be in Memphis, as the Grizzlies are going to be hosting your Golden State Warriors here. The Warriors, I know who Brian believes in, is -8.5 here. Over on us at 224.5. Do you believe in your Warriors tonight?
Not to cover, but to win. So
Wow.
give me Grizzlies with the points. Curry, 37. We're going to say under the 224.5, which is kind of interesting. But we'll say Warriors 110, Grizzlies 105.
Absolutely love that call there. Next up, we're going to Minnesota, not for hockey, but for basketball. Who would have thought, as the T-Wolves are going to be hosting your Orlando Magic? The Timberwolves here at 34-14 with a great home record of 18-4. The Magic just above 500 at 25-23 here. Minnesota -7.5. Your over-runners at 211.5. Anthony Edwards, Michael's guy.
Yes, it's amazing. It took so long, but the Timberwolves have arrived, Tony. Tons of young talent in this game. Edwards, Banchero, just to name a couple here. So look forward to seeing them match up. But, yeah, give me the Timberwolves here. Give me a 40 burger.
Wow.
For Anthony Edwards. Give me the over. We're going to say T-Wolves 120. Magic 113.
Absolutely.
112. Sorry.
Somewhere out there, Michael Theophil is smiling. Next up, we have OKC hosting the Hornets, dude. The Hornets here at 10-36 coming into this game, as the Thunder are basically the opposite, 33-15 here at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. You can get tickets here as low as $11. OKC minus 16.5. Big spread here, Brian. Over under, probably a lowest total. I guess second lowest total, 225.5 here. What do you think? Does OKC win and cover?
Yes.
Wow.
Gilgeous Alexander, unbelievable. Josh Giddey, pretty good in his own right as well. So yeah, give me the Thunder here. I am going to say it's going to go under, but the Thunder win 125-90.
Oh, right. Next up, just 2 games left here, Brian. Your Spurs, also having an absolutely abysmal season, are going to be hosting the New Orleans Pelicans here at the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio, Texas. New Orleans coming in as the road favorites, minus 8.5. Your total set at 233.5, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, how do you like the Spurs? I mean, they barely ever win.
Trash.
So I gotta go with the Pelicans. I think Zion's questionable. I have him on my fantasy team. Hopefully he plays. But we're gonna say it goes over because the Spurs don't play a lick of defense. Shades of the dynasty teams that they had under Tony Parker and Tim Duncan and David Robinson. But give me the Pelicans here, 140-120.
Last game, Brian. Game of the night, baby. Let's go. The Denver Nuggets, dude. In Denver, Colorado. Going to be hosting the Trailblazers here. Denver, of course, one of the top teams in the league here. Minus 12.5. The heavy home favorites. Over under 220.5. What are we going to see here?
So many of these double-digit favorites tonight, huh?
Honestly.
But come on. I mean, what am I going to take? Simons to have a 40-point triple-double for Josh B? Yeah, give me the Nuggets here. Give me the over. I'm going to say 120 to 108.
Quick math, dude.
Wait, no, I feel like that still wasn't right. No,
120 to 108
107.
would be one. Yeah.
107. Jeez, these high spreads. I mean, come on. To cover the number, it's tough.
No, it is
a lot of
tough,
math,
dude.
a lot of math. And Josh B getting riled as well says hat tricks, walk-off field goals. Now the triple-double. So having fun with that one.
He is having fun.
And he
with
also
that one,
says LOL. And he also texted me a screenshot here.
I saw that.
That agent Rich Paul says LeBron James is not requested a trade from the Lakers and the team will not be trading him. So kind of what we thought. So Mikal Bridges watch back on, Tony.
I could be kind of crazy here just looking at, the lineup of games for tonight, but I feel like there are like a lot of teams that like absolutely suck.
Yeah.
Right?
Welcome to the NBA.
What's the deal with that, dude?
Because everybody, they either want to win a title or they want to have a terrible draft, terrible record to get a good draft pick,
That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid, but I guess you could say, Tony, that it's the world that we live in, right?
It is. Nothing you can really do about it now, I guess.
And then I just wanted to see too here, world of college basketball this weekend.
Oh, wow.
Decent matchup at the Garden. I mean, obviously, the line didn't come out yet, but I'm sure they will be pretty big favorites. But St. John's, the Renaissance under Richard this year, 13-8, 5-5 in the Big East. They're hosting UConn. So I know Pitino was very adamant about not wanting to, because they wanted to play a majority of the games at MSG to kind of get that bigger feel atmosphere, but didn't want to play UConn in there because of the heavy fan base in this area. But I guess he was unsuccessful in being able to switch that to Carnesecca. But you would think that's a game where it's close early and then UConn blows them out of the water. I mean, 19-2, 9-1 in the Big East really seems like they're ready to defend that title. So that would be something if they're able to go back-to-back under Dan Hurley.
Think they will?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, obviously a lot to be determined here. And then other interesting matchups. I know Kansas has struggled defensively. They're hosting Houston, which is now a Big 12 matchup. Obviously, Houston newer to the Big 12. So that should be a good one coming from Allen Fieldhouse, Lawrence, Kansas. I'm sure that'll be on at the FanDuel Sportsbook here. So that's a good game. Kansas number 8, Houston number 4. And then further down the list here, we have our first Duke North Carolina matchup of the season. So riled, I didn't realize that was tomorrow. So definitely going to watch that. Duke number 7, 16-4. Carolina number 3, 17-4. And then some other top 25 matchups. You have number 12 Iowa State at Baylor. And then you have number 5 Tennessee at number 10 Kentucky, which is compelling as well. And then, yeah, that's really it in terms of both teams being ranked. But I'm definitely going to start picking up college basketball a little more here, get a feel, as we get into March, because I do thoroughly enjoy the NCAA tournament. So it'll be interesting to see, how everything plays out. Obviously, like I said, UConn holding down that number 1 ranking. And then you have senior Zach Edey leading the way for Purdue at number 2, UNC at number 3, Houston 4, Tennessee 5, Wisconsin 6, and then Duke 7, Kansas 8, Marquette 9th, and Kentucky 10th to give you your top 10. Now, kind of interesting question for you here, Tony.
What do you got?
Once the tournament starts, are you wanting to see UConn repeat?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
So I didn't know, is it just because like you'd like to see Richard make the run, but it's just it's unrealistic at this point, first year?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess if it came down to it, I guess I would be rooting for St. John's, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's nice to see UConn win it as well. I mean, I know how much it means to UConn, as well as the town of stores. So it's cool. And UConn's always been competitive. I feel like last season, I mean, obviously really
that was
good.
insane, though.
Yeah.
All the title teams that they've had, and those were the biggest margins of victory. So just the talent gap, and then Dan Hurley, sticking in there. After I thought his job was on the line going into last year, and just to have that type of run, and obviously the schedule worked out. So be interesting to see how it works out this year if they face tougher tasks, but obviously in line right now for a number 1 seed. And at the buzzer, Tony, we have Michael Buckta coming in here. What do we got?
He says, Lakers beat those bum Celtics without LeBron or AD. I wanted to fight Tatum so badly on the court last night, Brian. Tatum and Brown got shut down.
Michael, violence is not the answer.
JB says there he is.
Obviously, we talked about it, Michael, but great win. Congratulations, of course. But yeah, a big weekend ahead. Lots of sports. Pumped for that. And you said, Tony, I forgot, your ice hockey tonight, and then what's tomorrow?
I'd have to double check, honestly.
Got to be basketball, right?
I think so. Let's see what we got tonight. Obviously this is today. Tonight here I am. Friday we have obviously men's ice hockey against AIC, which is always very interesting. And then tomorrow it looks like we have the doubleheader. Men's ice hockey at 7, and then there's
so you're doing the ice hockey then tomorrow. So it's a hockey weekend for you.
Correct. Yeah, but I think I'm on one of these early games
basketball
too. I think
games?
too. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. And I'm just trying to see here. So no Freddie, but Randy will be in the building.
Where the hell? Oh yeah, that's correct, dude. Tonight. Yeah, tomorrow.
Anthony, no relation to Corey.
No relation to Corey. Anthony Saccone, actually from Staten Island, went to my high school, went to Sacred Heart.
Okay, I probably asked you that.
Yes, definitely.
Freddie's tomorrow.
Freddie Coleman tomorrow, men's basketball, Randy and Freddie. And then at night, Freddie goes home.
Randy
stays
on.
Tim Clifton.
Where does is Randy local?
I believe he lives in the New Britain area.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then Freddie lives where?
I'm not sure where he lives.
But I wonder.
It's not too far from here, obviously.
Yeah. I was just because you said New Britain, and I was thinking, I wonder if he's by like the ESPN studios, because I know he always would go in for the
his radio show in Bristol. So
yeah. And then your mother, one more comment here. Oh my. I know that's a little off key, but you got the picture.
Yeah, no, we got the picture there. I'm sure she's saying that in regards to Michael Buckta.
Yes, I'm sure that's the case. And speaking of pictures, Tony, are you discussing any good films coming up on Binge Buddies?
Good films, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Here it is.
The new Squid Games trailer drops. So we're gonna watch that. I don't
Are
know if
you into Squid Games?
I didn't even finish the first one, dude.
It seems a little morbid, obviously.
Oh, very morbid.
And honestly, I did not like Hunger Games. Like I know everybody, what a great movie. I just feel like it leaves you like down and out. After the movie.
No, I can see what you're saying there. I enjoyed Hunger Games. I'd have to rewatch the
Jennifer
original Squid
Lawrence
Games.
does a good job.
She does a great job.
And then who was it? Was it in the first or the second one? That guy that passed away. Oh,
Philip Seymour Hoffman. That was the second one.
Second one, but I always just crack up because how Rick said that in the Mets movie that he should play Buck Showalter.
Yeah, and then Rick had to tell me he was dead. So funny.
Jeez, that was funny.
Oh gosh. So we got that. I think we're talking Mike's gonna be in studio. We're talking Dragon Prince, the show on Netflix. I watched first episode, pretty good.
What is it?
Dragon Prince.
The hell is that?
Animated show. What the hell is that exactly, Brian? Nothing up your alley. From the creators of Avatar. It's like kind of a mythical fantasy. Fantasy, dude.
And it's kind of funny. Corey also just texted me. He has mutual connections with Anthony Saccone. But
oh really? That's funny.
He says doesn't think they're related, but who knows how far the bloodline goes.
Yeah, those damn Italians, dude.
You never know.
You never know.
So you got that show. Anything else?
That's pretty much it for the most part. Some hot button news, I guess. Just little tidbits of news.
Anything like in particular that's like crazy?
Honestly, yeah. Jerry Seinfeld's making a new movie.
Okay, and I guess Larry David. I saw an article recently shot down so, I don't know. People thought they were gonna do like a new Seinfeld.
Yeah, no, they're not, dude. That's
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld are not stupid. All right, they're very well aware of the whole like reboot thing, and they don't want to do that.
Right.
But I think they're making a new movie on Jerry Seinfeld's making a new movie on Pop-Tarts. It's like a movie about how the Pop-Tart was created.
Nice. Come on, Tony. Like you know what I mean?
Do you like Pop-Tarts?
Yeah, but how could you do a whole movie on a Pop-Tart?
Well,
it seems like a 5-minute discussion.
Well, I mean, maybe the story of the guy who created Pop-Tarts is pretty interesting,
I don't know about that one.
Kind of like
you're juiced.
Yeah, I'm pretty juiced. Jerry Seinfeld's involved. It's got to be funny, well written.
Okay, but he's not on camera.
I believe he doesn't play a role, small role. I don't think he's the guy or anything, but he's the writer and director of the movie.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like Air. How do you make a movie about Nike just signing a basketball player? Oh,
it's Nike. I don't know. It just
it's
basketball.
Pop-Tarts,
it's sports. It's more exciting. Pop-Tarts are vanilla.
Pop-Tarts are not vanilla. Okay, they come in all different flavors and they're delicious.
That was a ridiculous joke.
I mean, come on, dude. You said it. Pop-Tarts are vanilla.
But you knew what I was saying. Are we going noon teen?
We're going noon 30, dude. I want my raviolis. Okay.
But I feel like you're gonna house them. It's just before 11:30 right now.
Right. Well, we gotta bring Manny in. We'll do some last minute discussion.
Okay, Manny in.
Manny's also Michael in, dude. Michael in.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Great.
So it should be a great time, dude.
Yeah. So everybody tune in for that. And obviously come join us. Come call in at the Horse Show on Sunday. But that being said, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in this week and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume. Merch, downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, enjoy Binge Buddies.
See you at 30.
And we will see you on Sunday.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.